Hi, Valerie. Just waiting for a few more people to join. Hi, Brooke. Hey. Hi, Toy. Hey, Gabrielle. How are you? I haven't seen you in the group in a minute, Gab. What's up? No, you didn't miss it. Hey, Chaz. I'm going to just wait for a few more people to join and then we'll get started. How's everyone doing today? No, you didn't miss it, Toy. Not at all. Hey, T. Hey, Lorraine. Hey, Lorraine. If you haven't watched the first video that I posted on human design, please watch it on this page. How's your living room, Gab? How's the hump in your living room? Oh, hey, T, you finally made it to live. You would probably enjoy this, T. I'm talking about human design. Human design, if you haven't watched the other live, human design is a spiritual personality test. It's a mix of astrology, a mix of the I Ching, metaphysics, Kabbalah, chakra system, all of that. I'll be posting more stuff on this page, but I'm talking about tonight living your strategy because everybody has an aura type and each aura type has their own strategy. I'm going to wait like one more minute and then we'll get into it. Y'all know the drill. If you've been in my lives, if you hear my dogs in the background barking, I cannot control that because they're baby dogs. Or if you hear one whining, etc. Oh no, your hump is still there, Lord. I thought she was getting that fixed, girl. Yeah, human design is amazing. So we're going to talk about your strategy. So let me just wait. I'm going to get started at 7:15. Hey, Janeri. Hey, Janeri. Hey, y'all. I'm going to get started in one more minute. Waiting for invitations. I need to see at the table. We'll get there. Okay, so we're going to get started. Thank you guys for joining my live. This is Living Your Strategy, the who, what, and why of your human design strategy. So if you don't know who I am, I'm AC Brown. I'm a spiritual doula and intuitive strategist, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I own a lifestyle brand. But my purpose here, besides me being a serial entrepreneur and having businesses, is I'm here to help people tap into their magic and unleash their desires through the power of human design. It's something I'm passionate about. I've been studying and living in my strategy for about 10 years, taking classes, all of that stuff. It's been a roller coaster. But anyway, we're going to talk about living your strategy today. So your strategy in human design helps you make better decisions. For those of you who are on this live who are familiar with human design, you know about the decision-making process with your strategy and your authority. But today we're just going to focus on your strategy because that's where people get stuck with the most at times, is their strategy. So we're going to be talking about your strategy. Hey, Zavia. Zavia's on. Zavia's a projector. Janeri's a projector. We'll get to that. So your strategy helps you make better decisions to stay in alignment with who you truly are. When you find out your human design aura type, usually your world is rocked. If you had a reading with me, you know that I get in that ass and I tell you about yourself and all the things that you need to know to learn how to decondition and be more in alignment with who you truly are. And your strategy is where it starts, besides these gates and these centers, the squares and boxes and the lines. Your strategy is really where it starts. Each aura type, like I said, has a different strategy. Your strategy never changes. The only thing that possibly changes in human design with your chart is how you learn how to use your gates and decondition your centers and learn how to use those to better align with your life and to better make things happen, and to propel and thrive. Hey, Michelle. Thanks for joining. So what are we going to talk about today? Today we'll cover generator strategy, manifesting generators, projectors, manifestors, and reflectors. If you do not know your strategy, your aura type, I'm going to post a link in the comments and you can put in your information. Make sure you put in military time. If you don't know your birth time exact, just put in 12 noon, or if you possibly know an hour or two, that would be great. That would be great if you know that, but it's really important for you to know your birth time for human design, for some other factors, not as strict as astrology, but some other factors. So generators, we'll start with you first. Generators make up the majority of the population. Generators make up 70% of the population. They're broken down into two different types of generators, pure generators and manifesting generators, which we'll talk about next. Beyonce, Celine Dion, and Oprah are all pure generators. So your purpose as a generator is to build and master. Build and have mastery, build and master something. Your strategy is to respond and then act. So what does that mean, to respond? It means to respond to outside or external things that happen to you, such as life, just anything external. So an example, you are to wait to respond. You are to use the sounds of your sacral center. It's either a hell yes or a hell no. It's never a hell maybe. People in my group hear me say this all the time. What's an external response to something? I'll use the vacation theory because that's very popular in the human design culture, is a vacation. So as a generator, or I'll even use Beyonce. She's a singer, but she's a master at what she does. She's a master entertainer. She shuts it down. She's mastered her craft. As a generator, as a pure generator, your job here on this earth is to build and master something. So whether you're an accountant, you need to master that. Whether you are a fashion designer, you need to master that. Whether you're a singer, a communicator, whatever you're here to do, you're here to master it. As a generator, for instance, Beyonce, she was at school, I believe, and she was singing, and a teacher recognized her talent. So that's an external source or external person recognizing something that she needed to respond to. I think the teacher told her parents, and her father figured out that she could sing, and he said, let's get this popping. And that's an external response. So she responded. She loved singing. She wanted to do it. The issue that happens with generators, I would say half and half. A lot of my generator clients or people who I coach or who I've done readings for, when you are in alignment with who you are and when you are on the path already to your purpose, you get a lot more things to respond to. But the issue that generators usually have are they don't know what they want. Hey, Jennifer, and what do I mean by that? I always tell generators, ask yourself basic fucking questions to see what you like and what you don't like. I mean, basic questions to, do you like vanilla? Do you like chocolate? Do you like the color red? Do you like taking a train? Do you like driving your car? It needs to be that simple, because generators, as you are working towards your mastery, you will, without a doubt, get stuck into a plateau. Generators get in these plateaus and they get stuck and they have trouble finding the right work. They get frustrated. They lose patience with the waiting for things to respond to. And they don't trust their inner response, their inner sacral response. That always happens. So I always insist that generators find and figure out what they like and what they don't like. It's really that simple. Because your wealth, how you're going to get to wealth or get to the money or your purpose is through mastery. It's going to be over time. It's going to be putting in the hard work and dedication. And if you don't like the basic things of, or you don't know what the basic things that you like, it's going to be really hard to try and figure that out. So those are generators. And you guys can ask questions and I'll check in if you do have any questions when I get to your specific aura type. Next are manifesting generators. Killa Cam is a manifesting generator. Jennifer Lopez, Angela Jolie. And your purpose here is the same as a generator, which is to build and to master something. However, the strategy for manifesting generators are very different. As a manifesting generator, your strategy is to respond, imagine, inform, and then act. Because you are pretty much half manifester and half generator. So what does that mean? You wait to respond to the sounds of your sacral center. It's still an external type of response. It's either hell yes or hell no. It's never a hell maybe. Then you imagine the outcome, and then you inform those around you, then you act. So a lot of my, hey Jerice joined us. She's a projector. Hey girl. A lot of my manifesting generator clients, you guys, I like to call you unicorns in a way, because you have the power to do something that the other aura types don't, is to, well, not that we don't have that, but it works better for you. the manifesting generators, the law of attraction is your friend. And I say that to all of the manifesting generators. The law of attraction is your friend. When you are in alignment with who you are supposed to be and who you truly are, you can call things into your life at the speed of lightning. Anytime I find manifesting generators who just found out, oh, I'm a manifesting generator, and I tell them about their power and how they can just visualize something and say, oh, yeah, that happens to me all the time. Yes, Akila, you need to announce stuff. You forgot that part. And I'll talk about that. And it's not necessarily announcing like, oh, I'm doing this. It's more about the people who are closest to you, Akila, is letting them know what's going on. So, you know, for instance, if you have like a personal assistant and you're about to launch a new product, and somebody says, like, for instance, the SEO workbook. I'll use that as an example since you're on live. If somebody said, oh, you know, Akila, you need to do an SEO workbook, and then that's an external response, and then you, of course, imagine it in your head, and then you put it together, and then all of a sudden you're sending your virtual assistant things to proofread, and you didn't tell her that you were going to be doing the SEO workbook. So you need to inform her that you were doing the SEO workbook. I hope that makes sense. And then you can act on it. Then you can send her all the shit to like get it done. And like, oh, we need to do this for it. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. So, oh, I'm glad it makes sense to you, T. So my manifesting generators, I call you guys unicorns because all of my clients who are manifesting generators or people who I talk to, give readings to, it never fails. When you master manifesting in your mind first, meditation, when you master, you said that's how the book happened, see? And you probably forgot to inform people. But when you master meditation, visualization, I always read, ask, and I mean, everybody can read this, Ask and It Is Given, but that's a great book by Abraham Hicks. But just visualization, meditating on what you want things to happen. People who I've worked with, they've even meditated and manifested things down to like the things that people have said to them. That's how powerful manifesting generators, once you really click with that and get that in your mind, that's how you can create. It's really, really magical. Everybody can do it. And I hate to say, oh, only manifesting generators can, manifest like that. We just have our little tweaks that everybody has to do to manifest each aura type. But manifesting generators are truly the walking law of attraction. Ask and it is giving. Ask, believe, receive. All of that stuff. That's really how a manifesting generator works. So, that's how you guys work. And yeah, it does. Some things are mere thought. Yeah, some things are thoughts that you don't finish. It's very powerful once you really get the hang of it, and then knowing the gates that you have within your chart and centers, etc. Those help as well. So next we have projectors. Hey y'all, I'm a projector. I don't know, Janeri is a projector. Barack Obama's a projector. Cardi B's a projector. Princess Diana. So projectors, our purpose is to guide and direct other people's energy. So the problem with that is what we struggle with the most is we have to wait to be invited and recognized, then we are allowed to act. So an example of that, we have to wait to be invited. Invitations are for major things like love, marriage, career, moving, etc. But in the meantime, we are allowed to follow our bliss. This is where it gets tricky for my fellow projectors. And this is the tips that I've had to, hey, Tawana, this is the tip that I had to learn when it comes to living in my strategy. And the reason why I'm so passionate about human design, because since I've been doing this and studying and training for so long, the books don't teach you how to live in it and how to make it happen for yourself in any aura type. It just says, oh, this is what a gate is, this is what this is, etc. But what I've learned is that finding your bliss is the key to more invitations. If you can figure that out, the invitations won't feel few and far between. When you are aligned, invitations come quick and they come often. Trust me. Like, trust me. They come quick and they come often. Hey, Rachel. But if you are not following your bliss, it's a challenge. Projectors are not here to work a traditional kind of you gotta wait to be I gotta wait to be invited to marriage. No wonder it's taking so long. Well, you got invited to ask the question, so that's different. But the reason why projectors have such a hard time with the invitation part and the waiting part is because you don't know what makes you happy. You just, right, it works out perfectly, Toy. When a projector's invited, I always use the water cooler like scenario, because projectors find this happening to them more often than other aura types. Is you stand around the water cooler and you're talking about, like, everybody's talking about like Real Housewives of Atlanta or something like that, and then somebody talks about Nene, and then you interjecting like, oh yeah, I can't stand Nene, or I didn't like the way she do that, and it just goes on deaf ears. But then the person next to you says the same thing, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody hears them, and their like thoughts are like, oh yes, Nene, she's fabulous, and all of this stuff. And that's how it works for us projectors. So the invitation is a gift, because when we have those invitations to speak, to be recognized, all of that stuff, people will listen. They will want to know what we have to say. It's pretty amazing. So it's really amazing. So projectors, and I'll probably do another celebrity chart analysis on Cardi B. Cardi B is like a projector unicorn because she has a defined throat center, which is pretty amazing. And that's why when she speaks, people hear her, people follow her lead, etc. But a lot of the challenges that projectors do face is patience, trusting that the invitations are going to come, not following your bliss, all of that stuff, not knowing who you are, etc. Next, we have our magic wands. I like to call them magic wands. Manifestors. Amanda Seales is a manifester. Maya Angelou, and Robert De Niro. Because I love Casino. That's like one of my favorite movies, so I put that in there. He's a manifester. So manifestors are only, I meant to say projectors are only 22% of the population. Manifestors are only 8% of the population. The purpose for pure manifestors is to initiate ideas and create an impact. I didn't put his picture up here, but Adolf Hitler, he's a manifester. And when I do readings with manifestors, I use that scenario, not because I want you to be like Adolf Hitler, but I want to explain the power when manifestors are aligned with their purpose or whatever. That's how powerful they can be. Their strategy is to inform, then act. So with, oh my God, yes, nobody listens to you. Yeah, it falls on deaf ears sometimes. Yeah, exactly. So you just have to wait to be invited, Lorraine. That's all. You just have to wait to be invited. So with my manifestors, you inform before you take action. You need to wait for your own sense of timing. The problem with manifestors, where they have the biggest issue, the whole see if it sticks kind of mentality. Manifestors must start things before they're ready to know if it's going to work. They really can't plan. They really need to just wing it. They're the only ones who can just wing it. However, where manifestors have the biggest faults in life, in everything, is they need to try to stick to one thing. They will always feel lost and bored all of the time if they are not in something. They need to really have a long haul mentality. If they don't have a long haul mentality, nothing really is going to seem successful for them. Nothing, they're really not going to have success. They experience a lot of burnout. They have challenges because they don't really need others to do stuff. And when they have interruptions to their creative flow, they're about 8% of the population. So it's manifestors, even though they can initiate, if they are not really comfortable in who they are and what they're doing in life, they will fail time and time again. And it's not necessarily on purpose, but it's because, they have a few challenges. They need to start before they're ready and see if it's going to work out. And a lot of things don't work out for them because of that, because they want to plan and think about it, but they just need to do it. They are the epitome of the Nike symbol, to just do it. Hey, Deirdre. A lot of the manifestors who I've worked with and read charts for, we laugh about the boredom part, because they get bored so easily. If you know a manifestor, like a pure manifestor, they probably had so many careers. They probably might have a career and they like are ready to change. Hey, Ty. So it's interesting, but once they figure out their power and they really figure out how to combat and have a good team around them, manifestors can really make an impact in the world. And last but not least, reflectors. Reflectors are only 2% or 1% of the population. Sandra Bullock, I love that picture of Bird Box. She's a reflector. Scott Hamilton, the figure skater, and Michael Jackson are reflectors. So reflector purpose in life is a karmic mirror. And a lot of reflectors what does that mean? A karmic mirror. What is that? What am I supposed to do with that? It means it's more about the health of your community and the people around you. So any reflectors watching? I don't know if any reflectors are. Hopefully they'll watch the replay. Their strategy is to wait 28 days, a moon cycle, then act. And Amanda Seales, she's a manifestor, and she's been in the long haul, but she's getting her recognition now. Thank God Amanda Seales did not give up. I'm sure, but if you look at, if you look at her career, if you've been following her career, like I've been following her since Amanda Diva days, she's had so many things that she was doing, and that was probably out of boredom. She's had a lot of careers, from rapping to, she's been doing a lot of stuff. So that's just a testament to her career, Amanda Seales. And now she's finally getting recognition. She's a manifestor, but she stuck it out. Oh, Brooke, you're a reflector. Welcome. I think you're the only reflector on here. So we'll talking to you, girl. So your purpose is a karmic mirror. The karmic mirror is more about the world around you, your environment, your strategy is to wait 28 days, a full moon cycle, then act. So you need to use the moon cycle to make major decisions about business, about where to work and live. If you need to make quicker decisions, it's very important that you have close people around you who you can trust, who you can say, hey, I need to make this decision, because sometimes you just don't have 28 days. That's what the books don't really tell you. You don't have 28 days to wait. Sometimes you have to make a decision tomorrow or in 3 days. So I suggest for my reflectors to have, oh gosh, your manifestor talks about getting bored already, child. For my reflectors, I suggest you really have a tight circle, people who you can trust around you, people who you can go to for advice when you have to make really hard decisions. As a reflector, so a tip for you: the right place and the right work are keys to your success. If you are unhappy in your life, start there. Start with where you work or where you live and try and change that. That's going to make a huge difference in your life. That's really the keys to your success, is the right place to work or the right career and the right place to live. Usually when I talk to reflectors and they're not successful, they usually are living in a place that they hate, or they're working in a place that they hate. It's so important for you to figure that out, because you are here to be a karmic mirror to everyone. You are here to give the people around you just, I would say, the best energy possible that you can give. So that's why your work and where you live is important, because that's what you are going to reflect where you are. That's what you're here to do. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know, Brooke. Does anybody have any questions so far? Because I can talk. Does anybody have any questions? I'll look in the thing. So if you want a personal look at living your strategy, I suggest you do one of the things. Well, I suggest you book a session with me, of course, and I can read you for filth and let you know how to thrive with your human design. And you can also go to my website and download Passion, Profit, and the Missing Link, and it talks a little bit more in depth about each aura type and how you can use human design to thrive in your business and in your life. And you can join the group as well if you're not already a part of it. But does anybody have any questions? Best way for projectors to be productive. The best way for projectors to be productive is to work at your peak hours. So everyone, when you're most effective. So if you're a night owl, then just work from those night hours from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. if that's what works for you. Projectors, most importantly, don't need to follow any rules when it comes to productivity, because we don't have the energy for it. Projectors and reflectors and manifestors, we don't have any sacral center, any defined sacral center. So we need to work when we are most efficient, when we feel our best. So if your working hours are from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., then that's when you work. I always tell projectors, if you do have to work a 9 to 5, make sure it's a 9 to 5 that you don't have to think at, that you literally come in there and you're able to collect a check. That's unless if you're not a manager or a supervisor at your place of business, or working for yourself is best. Hey, Brooke. You said read me for Phil. Most effective, yeah. So if your most effective is in the morning, Zavia, then do everything in the morning. Yeah, so do not try to work towards the rules. No 8 hour, exactly. What did Danny ask? I didn't see Danny's question. Oh, my little manifesto. I don't even see it. Let me see what other questions. So how do you visualize the things that aren't things. Like manifest, they are things, first of all. Let's get that clear. Like I manifest a house and husband things like sales, clients. You do have a clear picture. That's a lie. You know your business, Akila, and if anybody knows their business, you know your business. Um, you need to, so if you want to sell, let's just use your SEO workbook. If you want to sell 1,000 copies of your SEO workbook, literally create the situation, create you getting a piece, an article written about you online, like make it up. Like that's how powerful you are as a manifesting generator. Just make the shit up and how you want it to happen. So if you want it to happen a certain way, make it up, imagine, dream, make up the scenario, make up that somebody at techworld.com saw your book somewhere and then they ordered it, they loved it, and then they're like, oh, I want to, write up about this SEO workbook and how SEO is not dead and how it's still important, etc. And then all of a sudden from that article, you get 500 sales over the course of 3 weeks from some publicity. So literally make the shit up. Like manifesting generators, if you're listening, make it up. Just make up shit how you want to happen. And it's literally like just wing it when it comes to that. I'm most effective after 10 a.m. Everything else, honey, caffeine and prayer. Yeah, Lorraine, just work during your projective. Oh, you're responding to Sharice. Okay. I come in to do work 1 hour and do other stuff. Makes you study. Yeah, so just make it up. Make it up. That's the best thing for you as a manifesting generator. So just make that shit up. Yeah, you need to use manifesting generators for real. Like y'all need to use y'all imagination more. Just make it up, and the universe will figure it out. You can give your husband something to manifest for you. It might actually happen faster because he's not attached to it. Like he really doesn't care about it if it's something particular. But for projectors, wait, if I'm a projector and somebody has an invitation floating in the air, is it okay to talk them up so they kind of know I'm waiting? Yes. So Lorraine, for projectors, when it comes to manifesting, I like to use a boomerang as a visualization. So we need a focus point for projectors. We need something to focus on. So I like to say, take all your visions and what you want to happen and imagine it being a boomerang and you throwing it out. You're standing like at the top of your, like, just think of like your house or the top of the like largest building, and you're throwing out a boomerang. That's your idea or what you want to manifest. So you have a boomerang and then focus on the boomerang coming back to you. So for me, I manifest through candle magic because I need a focus point. It's not necessarily, so I don't have to worry about the why and the how of what I focus on or the invitation. I just say, all right, these are the things that I want. I light my candle, whatever the corresponding color is. And then I know when that candle is lit, whatever I'm trying to manifest is working its way towards me. So for projectors, when it comes to manifestation or getting more invitations, it's really about our focus point, not necessarily thinking about the thing that we're trying to get the invitation for or trying to manifest, but having the focus and the belief that it's coming. Projectors, we have the hardest time because we have to wait for other people. We have to wait for the invitation. So our belief system needs to be extremely strong. Our belief in God, the universe, whatever, has to be extremely, extremely strong so we can have that visualization there. I hope that makes sense, Lorraine. You said, why does having a defined throat make Cardi a unicorn? Because most projectors don't have defined throats. We have open throats because the throat in human design is the manifestation center. So her being a unicorn, having that, when you have a defined throat, when you speak, people hear you. When you speak, people do stuff. So she can literally make her invitations come faster, or she can get invitations back because when she's being heard pretty much more than a regular projector. What other questions? Okay, because I think I'm boomerang this lady today, but in a good way, and it has to do with my career. Yeah, so that's what you do. Is candle magic innate, or can you learn it? Yeah, candle magic is not like hard. It's just candle magic is like the lowest form of like magic and hoodoo and all that stuff. It's like baby magic. It's setting an intention, lighting the candle, focusing on the candle, and focusing. It's just a very spiritual kind of thing. When it's very personal, writing your intentions down, etc. So would that be like having an outcome I want when I talk to someone without actually telling them my objective? Having a defined throat. Yes, Zavia. I tried to open my throat. No one hears. I need that unicorn throat. Oh. Yeah, anyone can do candle magic. That's not, I just use that because that works for me. So it's not like anybody can do candle. I'm saying for me as a projector, for me manifesting, I need a focus point. I use candles. You could use a crystal. You could use the Bible verses. It's whatever you need. You can use affirmations, whatever you need. Does anybody have any other questions? If you want to book a session, I'll put my link in the comments. And it'll be there for those watching the replay as well. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to slide in my DMs, etc. All of that stuff. Does anybody else have any other questions? If you don't, thank you. Please enjoy the replay, all my replayers who are going to be watching it. I asked because I can't focus on anything, so I have trouble manifesting. Yeah, so Michelle, you choose whatever you want to focus on. For me, candles work. You're going to have to try a couple of things to see what works for you. Possibly writing it down in a book. Possibly writing a letter to yourself. You're going to have to try a few things. T, what'd you say, T? If I'm new to this, where should I start? You can DM me, T, and I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link to get your chart. And then if you wanted to get a reading from me, my link is in here. But totally, just DM me, and I'll DM you, and I'll send you the link, T. You're welcome, Akila. I hope that helps. I'll DM you a link, T, and I hope this was good for you guys to give you more explanation on your strategy, because that's where people get tripped up at. So thank you guys. Yeah, write things out, write things. Manifesting and all that stuff, it depends on how you do it. Whatever your focus point needs to be, as long as it's not like on, for me, as long as it's not on the thing that I want. I have to literally like set it and forget it. Like, what's the set it and forget it thing? I forgot, one of those damn infomercials. I have to literally set it and forget it. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. I'll probably do a CCA on this page. I want to do the CCA on the freaking, I'm trying to find freaking the Fire Festival dude's birth time, but I can't find it. I have to do a little bit more research because I need to know this, because I need to know the dedication in his chart. I need to see that to see the dedication in his chart, because he was like, I was prepared. But that's TMI. If you haven't watched the Fire Festival documentary on Netflix, please do. It is great. It's a piece of work. It's amazing, pretty much. Hey, Ashley. So please watch it. But I'm going to go now, guys. Thank you for joining me, and send your friends to the replay, share it with your friends, all of that stuff. Yeah, like he was about that life. All right, well, I'm going to go. Have a good was this Tuesday? Right? Yeah, I think it's Tuesday. Have a good Tuesday. Bye.